Okay, we're going to look at equations today. So equations are part of algebra, and they're when you have a question where you have to find a missing number. Now before we start, make sure that you have a calculator. You may not always need a calculator, but a calculator is useful in these sometimes, okay? So you'll see this word solve when you see equations. So to solve an equation, it means finding the missing number. To solve an equation, you are working out a missing number. That's basically what it is. And you've seen these before. So there's question mark, the missing number, add 4 is 10. So that missing number must be 6. So let's look at some more. Question mark plus 8 equals 13. So that missing number must be 5. Something take away 9 is 5. So think about that one. That missing number must be 14. 14 take away 9 is 5. Something times 4 is 32. That missing number is 8. So what you need to do is think about how we got those answers, because they're not always going to be obvious what the answer is. So for this one, it was plus 8. Something plus 8 is 13. So what we really did was we said 13 take away 8, and that gave us 5. This time, something take away 9 is 5. So what we really did was 5 add 9. So what we're doing is we're doing the opposite of the function in the question. Something times 4 is 32. So really what we did was 32 divide by 4, and that gave us 8. And that's why you're allowed to use your calculator, because sometimes you may have forgotten your tables. It's not to help you learn your tables. This is equations, and you can use your calculator to divide, take away, add, whatever it is you need to do. The main thing you're learning is that what you're doing to solve an equation is to think of the opposite function, and then you do that opposite function to get the missing answer. You should see that you are really using the opposite function to work out the missing answer, okay? So the other thing about equations is that normally we don't use question marks. We have them written with letters of the alphabet to stand for the missing numbers. Also, you should remember that things like 5m means 5 times m. So that's 5 multiplied by m. Or if you see 3p, it means 3 times p. 3 multiplied by p. So like the opposite of that would be divide by 3, or the opposite of that would be divide by 5. So let's do some examples with letters. So here's an example. F add 6 is 14. So you're thinking, here's the function, what's the opposite of add 6? It's take away 6. So you're working out as 14 take away 6, and that gives you 8. So the answer is F equals 8. And make sure that you write the answer as the letter equals the number. G add 7 is 18. So we're doing the opposite of add 7. We're going to have 18 take away 7. G equals 11. Look, this one, the opposite of the function is going to be add 3. So you're working out is 9 add 3. So your answer is going to be m is equal to 12. Missing number is written by the letter H this time. So the opposite of the function is going to be add 9. So you in your head or write it down, 42 add 9, and you work that out. H is equal to 51. So here's the one I was talking about earlier. This means G multiplied by 5. So think of the opposite of multiply by 5 is divide by 5. So 30 divided by 5 is giving us the answer G equals 6. The opposite of multiply by 7 is divide by 7. So when you work that out, m equals 12. And that's how you write your answers. So when you get to these equations, remember, you're still doing the opposite of the function. Always do the opposite of the function to work out your missing number. And to write your answer as like a little tiny equation. An equation is anything that has an equal sign. As soon as there's an equal sign, you can call it an equation. So write the letter equals then the missing number each time when you get these kind of equations. Okay? And also, remember what you're doing. You're finding the answer by looking at the opposite of the function.